Good day, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network. News, events, and stories abound in the state system. HKN's appetite for in-depth, unbiased, and factual reportage is a driving principle for this program in order to bring government's activities to the doorstep of the people. Let's go through the highlights of today's reports. Calabar-Uyo Highway, deplorable road forces woman into premature labor delivery. Lagos State, LASMA rescues driver as container falls on car. National planning, National Assembly questions Tinubu's loan request. And on education, set up university sexual assault referral centers, federal government. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to the details. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and now we dive into the details for today. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebolo has approved the immediate dissolution of Local Government Service Commission. The governor's chief press secretary, Fred Itwa, who made this known in a statement on Monday, said the move is aimed at enhancing transparency and efficiency in the public service sector. The CPS said the development is also part of Okpebolo's ongoing reforms designed to streamline government operations, ensure efficiency, and improve the overall performance of all public sector institutions within the state. Okpebolo assured Edo citizens, members of the public, and staff of the commission that the dissolution will not affect ongoing official affairs. He affirmed his commitment to engaging with all stakeholders to develop a robust plan for restructuring the Local Government Service Commission for enhanced effectiveness and efficiency, he said. This decision to dissolve the State Local Government Service Commission become necessary in order to revitalize our Local Government Service Commission and reposition it for more efficient service delivery. By this decision, we aim to eliminate inefficiency and build a more accountable and effective local service structure. Edo State government remains committed to transparent, efficient, and effective public service delivery with the intent of bringing the dividends of democracy to the people of the state. Moving on, the deplorable Calabar-Uyo Federal Highway has pushed a young woman into premature labor and delivery. The woman was traveling from Ikote Bene town in Akwa Ibom State over the weekend to Calabar, the capital of Cross River State, when the incident occurred. The young woman, identified as Idion Gontum Obong Sylvester, 26 years old, was said to be traveling from a church event when a round bomb caused premature labor. According to an eyewitness who is her close friend, Josephine Aban, it was imperative that Idion Gontum Obong undertook the torturous road journey to Calabar even though she was heavily pregnant. I'm not quite sure that she was up to 9 months. She did not show signs that she was due for delivery as we left Ikote Ekpene. She refused to stay away from the competition, having attended daily practices preparatory for the competition. We respected her insistence to participate in the competition because she was to sing the leading part. We heard when she began to scream in such a painful state, even when we were on motion. Thank God that there were experienced sisters inside the bus. They knew that she was about to give birth. They called on the driver to halt. They spread their wrappers inside the bus and had her lay. There were no medical experts. They prayed, became the midwives, and brought out the baby boy. Josephine disclosed that after the delivery, Idion Gotum Obong still insisted that she must take part in the choral competition. While in Anambra State, Monday Seat at Home has intensified following recent attacks across the state. In response, private and mission schools that had been operating on Mondays have suspended classes until further notice. The Catholic Education Council issued a directive citing security concerns, announcing that schools would no longer hold on Mondays. Students were advised to stay home and resume on Tuesday, November 26. However, senior secondary school students are expected to attend school on Mondays and Saturdays for special lessons without uniforms. The council expressed appreciation to parents and guardians who completed their payments as expected and urged them to share the message with others. The decision came after reports of threats by unknown on Mondays. In response to these threats, commercial activities in Anambra were also affected, with traders at Awka's main market hurriedly closing their shops after hearing that gunmen were targeting the market. In another incident, unidentified gunmen attacked operatives of the Anambra State Vigilante Service along Amesi Uga Road in Agata local government area. One vigilante member was injured and their vehicle was set on fire. Police responded swiftly, rescuing the injured officer and taking them to the hospital for treatment. The police secured the scene to prevent further criminal activity and have increased patrols in the area, focusing on intelligence-led operations to apprehend the attackers. Additionally, police operatives from the Oboko Divisional Police responded to a fire outbreak at Chukunonso Street, Oboko. The area was cordoned off to prevent looting, and fire service personnel quickly controlled the situation. An investigation into the cause has urged the Nigerian Army to end the alleged harassment and humiliation of travelers at the military checkpoints across the state. There were reports that travelers are often forced to disembark from their vehicles and cross checkpoints on foot, sometimes with their hands raised. White trucks conveying traders are allowed to pass freely with passengers on board. Addressing the issue after Monday's State Executive Council meeting held at the Governor's Mvoti Country Home, the security advisor to the Governor, MC Donald Uba, revealed that OT has warned security agents against such practices. Soon there will be regulation correcting that, Uba stated, emphasizing that no Abia resident should be subjected to degrading treatment at checkpoints. According to him, OT has given a directive on people being subjected to the dehumanizing practice of asking people to come down and cross military checkpoints on foot, adding, "You don't ask people to come down from their vehicles, raise their hands up and cross, and tomorrow you want them to come and give you information." Uba reassured residents of the Army commitment to their safety, stating, "There is an excuse that is ongoing, Operation Udoka. It is for the safety of lives and property." Uba also shed light on the recent relocation of a military checkpoint where 3 soldiers were killed last week. According to him, the checkpoint was reintroduced to curb escalating crimes in the area, including kidnappings. He said, "They have to come because of the level of crime that has been taking place around our axis. Criminals had a field day. They will kidnap people and cross over to the Imo State side without being accosted." The same people who complained about the checkpoints are the people who said they want them back, that the level of kidnapping along that side was becoming unbearable, and that they were living in fear. So OT, being a listening governor, decided to emplace that checkpoint, and what we now did was that we now removed the checkpoint from where it was before to further down close to the river. This was to make sure side roads and tracks that the criminals seized Ori. Our correspondents gathered there were and matters related thereto. The chairman of council directed the indefinite suspension of the Honorable Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development and 3-month suspension of the Honorable Commissioner for Health, respectively. Newsmen learned that the development may be connected to the alleged theft of pieces of property on street premises on Saturday night amid a scene where 6 officials were caught allegedly diverting government material. In Oyo State, Olubada in council has declared. The council made this known during its meeting presided over by the Olubada of Ibadan, noted that such a title is illegal. The council also called for the arrest of any sponsors and beneficiaries of these illegal acts. The statement read, "Information among the market leaders in the ancient city have perfected plans to install the Iyalode of Oyo State. Iyalode, and unknown to the State Chiefs Law 2000 and the Ibadan Chieftaincy Declaration. The appointment of the Iyalode is exclusive leadership of the traditional ruler who is a consenting and prescribed authority. Each town or city has its own Iyalode. That position is a traditional title which is peculiar to each town. It is not an honorary title that can be dashed out to anyone." Others saying that the Iyalode of Ibadan land, High Chief Mrs. Teresa Laduntan Oyekami, who waited for 42 in the state to arrest and apprehend the sponsors and beneficiaries of this illegal act. The council has asked any group by whatever name to suspend every other chieftaincy installation, particularly the one slated for Thursday, November 28, 2024, at Mapo Hall in Ibadan for peace to reign in the land. The council, while speaking further, also called on market men and women in the ancient city not to allow unnecessary among traders in the city, said only those who were installed with the knowledge of the Olubada Palace would be given appropriate recognition. The statement added. After the meeting, the Olubada installed some Mogajis and Balis who were employed to engage in the land grabbing or any acts of misconduct. The meeting, which lasted for 2 hours, was attended by some Rashidi Ladoja, the Balogo of Ibadan land, Tajuddin Ajibola, the Otumbalogo of Ibadan land, Kolawole Adebola, amongst other members. Moving on to Lagos State, the House of Assembly on Monday debated the 2025 Appropriation Bill of 3.3 limited the bill to a joint committee on appropriation and finance for review with a mandate to report back in 1 month. Earlier, the Chairman House Committee on Budget and Economic Planning, Saeed Olumor, provided an overview of the proposed spending with a breakdown of items in the estimate. While raising concerns over the projection of 408 billion naira deficit financing in the budget, Olumor, who noted that loans were good when used for actual purposes, said, "We have to be cautious about using alternatives like the public-private partnership models. I also want to employ my colleagues that for the 2025 budget, we need to scrutinize it to prevent wastage properly." Deputy Majority Leader Adedamola Kasumu called for a careful budget review to enable comparative analysis and feasibility. Another lawmaker, Bolahan Yishawu, representing the Etiota constituency too, noted the absence of allocations for electricity, infrastructure, climate change initiatives, while suggesting a 5-year retrospective analysis of deficit funding. His colleague, Femi Sahid, representing Kosofe constituency too, stressed the importance of linking borrowing to critical infrastructure like electricity while ensuring revenue efficiency and addressing potential financial leakages. On his part, another lawmaker, Desmond Elliott, who represents Surulere constituency, highlighted the omission of food security measures and the still in Lagos State, residents of Ipakere at the Norforija in the Eredo Local Council Development Area, state government to probe the demolition carried out in their community. Newsman reports that the residents raised alarm months after some supposed officials, the New Town Development Authority, allegedly demolished their homes. The officials were said to have stormed the area on Thursday, October 31, with armed security operatives and started to pull down some residential buildings. Speaking to our correspondent on Sunday, the chairman of the Community Development Association in Ipakere, Bolarinwa Oluwasegun, said the residents had yet to ascertain what led to the demolition, as the Lagos state government did not claim responsibility since their visit to the NTDA office. The chairman also called on the state government to specifically investigate the officials who led the demolition, citing vested interest. He said, "We have yet to ascertain that the officials were the state government. That is why we are crying out, because we don't have any power. What we want is for the state government to probe the demolition. The last time they came, we had to prevent them from entering the town. After standing our ground that they discovered we wouldn't allow them, they had to go back to probe them. The first time they came, they said it was the government that sent them. We have made our findings and we have not even heard from the government yet." The lawmaker representing us had confirmed that they were on an illegal duty and that the state government was not aware of the demolition. He also said the land was free from government acquisition. Still in Lagos State, Traffic Management Authority has rescued a driver after a 40-foot loaded container fell on a Toyota Camry with the registration number LS293HJ at Mile 2 and Route 2, Apapa. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the Director of the Public Affairs and Enlightenment Department of LASMA, Adebayo Taufik, and shared on X on Monday. According to the statement, a joint rescue team comprising LASMA, the Federal Road Safety Corps, and the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency rescued the victim. In a distressing incident, a 40-foot loaded container fell into a Toyota Camry, registration number LSR293HJ at Mile 2 and Route 2, Apapa. Through the swift and coordinated response of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority and other emergency services, including the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, the driver of the vehicle was rescued alive. Following the rescue, the Toyota Camry was successfully removed from beneath the container. Efforts to evacuate the fallen container are ongoing, while LASMA officials continue to manage the scene to ease traffic congestion and to restore normalcy. The General Manager of the LASMA, Mr. Olalekan Bakere Oki, stressed the importance of truck drivers and owners properly securing containers. He warned that negligence in this regard poses a serious danger to lives and property, urging strict compliance with road safety protocols. The victim received immediate medical attention after being rushed to the hospital by the joint rescue team. Security during the operation was effectively maintained by officers from the Kirikiri Police Division, who ensured a secure and orderly environment for the emergency responders following the rescue. The Toyota Camry was successfully removed from beneath the container. Efforts to evacuate the fallen container are ongoing, while LASMA officials continue to manage the scene to ease traffic congestion and restore normalcy. Still in Lagos State, the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has suspended his senior special assistant on print media, Mr. Wale Ajetunmobi, who was disclosed in a statement issued on Tuesday by the governor's special advisor on Monday in Media and Publicity, Boyega Akosile. The statement was titled, "Governor Sanwo-Olu Suspends Aid." Ajetunmobi's suspension came on the heels of the mispresentation of the facts on his personal X account on a past incident. According to the statement, Akosile noted that the Sanwo-Olu-led administration frowns at any form of extrajudicial punishment and will not be part of any such action. "This is not who we are. That is not our way." A check by newsmen on Atunbi's X account, Reed Wayne, on Tuesday showed his timeline was devoid of any such tweet as it had been deleted. On Sunday, November 24, a report from a tweet by Ajetunmobi tweeting as Reed Wayne, in which he revealed that arsonists who burnt down the television Continental station in Lagos during the heat of the 2022 EdSARS protests had been hunted down and executed. The suspended aide also stated that one of the executed arsonists was a young boy whose name was undisclosed, who traded in cooking gas around the Ketu area of the state. Ajetunmobi alleged that the boy was found with an AK-47 rifle The threat read. The full story of people who burnt down the TV in 2020 will be told one day, with gory clips and images. One thing to note, majority of them have been hunted down and executed, but the full gist is better saved for later. In Ogun State, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebotoken, is set to unveil the School Protection Squad in Ogun